In the vast tapestry of ancient history, few subjects captivate the imagination and provoke scholarly debate as profoundly as the enigmatic giants recounted in the earliest chapters of Genesis. This exploration embarks on a journey through millennia, delving into the mysterious figures known as the Nephilim, whose brief but powerful presence in the biblical narrative raises questions that transcend mere mythology, beckoning a deeper inquiry into their origins, existence, and significance. The mysterious giants of Genesis. Fact or fiction? Full movie 2026 promises to revolutionize everything you thought you knew about these colossal beings, inviting us to peer beyond the veil of legend and into the realms where history, theology, and archaeology converge. According to the biblical account, the Nephilim appear in Genesis 6 verses 1-4, a passage dense with ambiguity yet brimming with portent. They are described as the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, a cryptic phrase that has engendered centuries of exegetically scrutiny. The giants' descriptions evoke images of beings of extraordinary stature and might, figures who dwelt upon the earth during a time when humanity was said to be increasingly corrupt and violent. These giants are not mere mythological constructs. Rather, they are portrayed as integral actors within the unfolding drama of early human history, their presence a catalyst for divine intervention and judgment. The term Nephilim itself, often translated as fallen ones or giants, opens a doorway into a world of extraordinary enigma. Ancient Hebrew lexicons and rabbinical interpretations offer varied perspectives, some viewing the Nephilim as tyrannical giants whose physical enormity symbolized spiritual and moral decay, while others suggest a more complex hybridity, perhaps a race of semi-divine beings whose existence blurred the lines between heaven and earth. This duality between the literal and the symbolic underscores the persistent mystery that surrounds these figures, inviting ongoing scholarly debate and interpretation that spans religious traditions and historical epochs. Beyond the scriptural text, the giants of Genesis have left an indelible imprint on the cultural imagination, inspiring a wealth of mythologies and legends across diverse civilizations. From the towering titans of Greek lore to the colossal Jotnar of Norse sagas, the motif of giant beings resonates with a universal archetype, one that reflects humanity's fascination with the extraordinary and the transcendent. This cross-cultural parallelism compels us to consider whether the biblical giants are isolated mythic phenomena or part of a broader ancient narrative pattern that encodes collective memories of primordial events or entities. The historical and archaeological debates surrounding the existence of giants form a crucial component of this inquiry, as they bring tangible evidence into dialogue with ancient texts. Excavations and discoveries of unusually large human bones and skeletal remains have periodically surfaced, fueling speculation about the physical reality of the giants described in Genesis. While many such findings have been discredited or explained through natural phenomena and misidentifications, some scholars argue that these anomalies cannot be dismissed outright, suggesting that they may represent remnants of an ancient population whose physical characteristics diverged significantly from modern norms. Moreover, the archaeological record is enriched by ancient inscriptions, artifacts, and architectural marvels that some interpret as indirect evidence of giant beings or a civilization influenced by them. Megalithic structures, colossal statues, and monumental architecture found in various parts of the world provoke questions about the technological capabilities and social organization of prehistoric peoples, occasionally hinting at the possibility of beings of great strength and stature who contributed to or inspired these feats. Such considerations intersect intriguingly with the biblical narrative, inviting a reassessment of the boundaries between myth, history, and archaeology. The film's narrative deftly navigates these contested terrains, presenting a mosaic of historical documents, archaeological data, and theological reflections that collectively animate the giant story. It draws attention to the earliest known references to the Nephilim not only in Genesis but also in extra-biblical texts such as the Book of Enoch and the Dead Sea Scrolls, which expand upon the giants' genealogy and describe their eventual downfall. These ancient writings enrich our understanding by situating the giants within a broader ancient Near Eastern context, where divine beings and their offspring frequently appear as central figures in cosmological and moral narratives. The contextualization of giants within the ancient Near East also illuminates the socio-religious milieu that shaped their portrayal. In a time when divine kingship, angelic beings, and demigods were integral to the worldviews of multiple cultures. The biblical giants emerge as both a continuation and a radical redefinition of these motifs. Their depiction as entities whose existence precipitated divine judgment aligns with the Genesis narrative's overarching themes of covenant, sin, and redemption, thus embedding the giants within a theological framework that transcends their physical description. Yet, the historical context is not limited to textual analysis. It encompasses the broader human experience of grappling with phenomena that defy easy explanation. The giants' narrative resonates with an ancient mystery that challenges the boundaries of scientific inquiry and religious belief alike. It compels us to ask, were these giants historical beings whose existence has been obscured by time, or symbolic representations of cosmic and moral truths? Could their story encode memories of ancient encounters with extraordinary individuals or tribes, exaggerated through oral tradition and theological reflection? Engaging with these questions requires a multidisciplinary approach, integrating archaeology, anthropology, theology, and comparative mythology. Each discipline contributes distinct methodologies and perspectives, enriching the tapestry of understanding, while also highlighting the complexities involved in disentangling fact from fiction. Archaeology offers material evidence and contextual frameworks. Anthropology explores human variation and cultural symbolism. Theology provides interpretative lenses rooted in faith and doctrinal development, and mythology reveals patterns of narrative that resonate across cultures and epochs. In examining the giants of Genesis through this multifaceted lens, we confront a profound ancient mystery that intertwines the tangible and the transcendent. The film invites viewers to consider the Nephilim not merely as relics of forgotten lore, but as catalysts for reflection on humanity's origins, spiritual legacy, and the perennial tension between the earthly and the divine. It is an extraordinary enigma that continues to challenge scholars and believers alike, promising remarkable discoveries, insights, and interpretations as research advances and new evidence emerges. Thus, the giants' descriptions in Genesis serve as a portal into a world where history and myth coalesce, where the boundaries between natural and supernatural blur, and where the divine narrative unfolds through enigmatic figures whose legacy endures. By tracing their story from ancient texts to modern scholarship, we gain not only a deeper appreciation of the biblical account, but also a window into the human quest for meaning amid the mysteries of existence. As this investigation unfolds, it becomes clear that the giants of Genesis are far more than mere footnotes in ancient scripture. They represent a nexus of ancient mystery that challenges contemporary understanding and invites a profound re-engagement with the origins of human civilization and faith. This channel, dedicated to unraveling such extraordinary enigmas, sets the stage for a comprehensive exploration that promises to illuminate the giant's story with remarkable discoveries, insights, and interpretations. Through rigorous examination and reverent inquiry, we embark on a journey that honors both the scientific quest for knowledge and the theological reflection on the divine narrative embedded within these colossal beings' legacy. The quest to unravel the truth behind the giants of Genesis inevitably leads us into the realm of scientific and archaeological inquiry, where tangible evidence meets the intangible threads of ancient narrative. Within this domain, the discovery and examination of anomalously large human skeletal remains have long sparked both fascination and controversy, offering a tantalizing glimpse into what might lie behind the biblical descriptions. Yet, the scientific community remains divided, caught between skepticism grounded in empirical rigor and the allure of extraordinary possibilities that challenge conventional anthropological paradigms. Archaeological excavations across various continents have occasionally yielded skeletal fragments and artifacts that suggest the presence of individuals of extraordinary size. Reports of giant skeletons, sometimes measuring well beyond the average human height, have surfaced in diverse contexts, from the American Midwest to the ancient Near East. However, the authenticity of many of these findings is often questioned due to issues such as poor documentation, fraudulent claims, or misinterpretation of the remains. Radiocarbon dating, forensic analysis, and comparative morphology are critical tools employed to ascertain the validity of these discoveries. Yet definitive conclusions remain elusive in many cases, leaving the giant's existence suspended between possibility and skepticism. Geology and paleoanthropology intersect intriguingly in this narrative, as the physical environment and evolutionary history provide context for understanding anomalies in human remains. Genetic mutations, pathological conditions such as gigantism, and population diversity contribute to the spectrum of human stature observed throughout history. While these natural explanations account for some instances of unusually tall individuals, they do not fully explain the pervasive legends and textual references to giants of colossal proportions. The scientific challenge lies in distinguishing between rare genetic phenomena and evidence of a distinct, perhaps even semi-divine, race as suggested by the biblical account. Mythology serves as an indispensable lens through which to view these phenomena, for it encapsulates cultural memories and symbolic representations that may encode historical truths. The portrayal of giants in global mythic traditions often reflects societal fears and aspirations, embodying forces of chaos or guardianship that transcend mere physicality. This symbolic dimension invites a reconsideration of archaeological findings, suggesting that some material evidence might be interpreted through the prism of cultural symbolism rather than literal historical fact. The film adeptly navigates this interplay, presenting a balanced examination of how myth and material culture coalesce to form the giants' enduring legacy. The cinematic portrayal in The Mysterious Giants of Genesis, Fact or Fiction? Full Movie 2026 meticulously evaluates these scientific and archaeological elements, weaving them into a narrative that challenges viewers to discern fact from speculative interpretation. The film presents a spectrum of evidence, ranging from verified skeletal remains to artifacts whose origins remain contested, thereby illustrating the complexities faced by researchers. It also highlights instances where scientific inquiry has debunked purported findings, underscoring the necessity of critical analysis and methodological rigor in this field. In addition to physical remains, the film explores the cultural artifacts associated with the giants' narrative, including megalithic structures and monumental inscriptions that suggest the presence of beings or societies capable of extraordinary feats. These constructions, often characterized by their immense size and precision, raise questions about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations and the possible involvement of entities of great strength and stature. While mainstream archaeology attributes these achievements to human ingenuity and social organization, some interpretations posit that the legends of giants may reflect ancestral memories of such monumental endeavors and their architects. Anthropologically, the discussion extends to the classification and taxonomy of giants within the broader human family tree. The film examines theories proposing that giants could represent a divergent human lineage or a hybridized group resulting from interbreeding between different species or even supernatural entities. Such hypotheses, while speculative, are grounded in ongoing debates about human evolution, Neanderthal admixture, and the genetic complexity of ancient populations. Advances in DNA analysis and paleogenomics offer promising avenues for testing these ideas, potentially shedding light on the biological reality behind the giants' descriptions. Moreover, the film addresses the role of gigantism and other growth disorders in shaping perceptions of giants throughout history. Medical conditions that result in abnormal height or strength may have contributed to the legends, especially in cultures where such individuals were revered or feared. This anthropological perspective situates the giants within the spectrum of human variation, acknowledging that extraordinary physicality can have profound cultural and psychological impacts that transcend biological explanations. Throughout this scientific exploration, the film maintains a reverent tone, recognizing that the giants' narrative inhabits a space where empirical evidence and theological reflection intersect. It emphasizes the importance of an interdisciplinary approach, integrating archaeological data, anthropological theory, and mythological context to construct a holistic understanding. This methodology not only enriches the discourse but also respects the profound spiritual and cultural significance attributed to the giants within religious traditions. The giants' descriptions, as portrayed in the film, encapsulate this multifaceted inquiry. They are depicted not merely as relics of a bygone era, but as dynamic figures whose story challenges the boundaries of modern science and ancient belief. The film invites viewers to contemplate the implications of these beings' existence, whether literal or symbolic, and to consider how their legacy continues to influence contemporary thought on human origins and the divine. In synthesizing the archaeological and scientific evidence, the film also highlights the ongoing controversies and debates that define the giants' narrative. It acknowledges the skepticism of mainstream academia while presenting compelling arguments from alternative perspectives, thereby fostering a nuanced dialogue that transcends polarized viewpoints. This balanced presentation underscores the film's commitment to intellectual integrity and the pursuit of truth amid uncertainty. By examining the giants through this rigorous scientific lens, the film contributes to a deeper appreciation of the complexities involved in interpreting ancient mysteries. It challenges viewers to evaluate evidence critically, to question assumptions, and to remain open to extraordinary possibilities grounded in scholarly inquiry. This approach exemplifies a true milestone in the study of biblical giants and their cultural impact, promising remarkable discoveries, insights, and interpretations as research advances. Ultimately, the intersection of geology, anthropology, and mythology in the giants' narrative reveals a rich tapestry of human experience and belief. The film captures this interplay with scholarly precision and reverence, portraying the giants as embodiments of an extraordinary enigma that continues to captivate and confound. In doing so, it affirms the enduring power of ancient mysteries to inspire awe and inquiry, bridging the gap between the tangible and the transcendent, the scientific and the spiritual. The enduring allure of giants extends far beyond the realms of archaeology and science, penetrating deeply into the psychological fabric of human culture and spirituality. This fascination reveals profound insights into our collective psyche, reflecting a perennial curiosity about the unknown and the extraordinary forces that shape human existence. The giants of Genesis, with their imposing stature and ambiguous origins, embody archetypal themes of power, otherness, and cosmic boundary crossing, inviting a rich exploration of their cultural symbolism and theological significance. Psychologically, the figure of the giant resonates as a symbol of both awe and fear, representing a liminal figure who exists at the threshold between the natural and supernatural worlds. The giant's depiction as formidable beings who disrupt the established order evokes an emotional response that oscillates between reverence for their might and apprehension about their potential for destruction. This duality echoes the human experience of confronting the unknown, entities that defy comprehension yet command respect, and reveals why giants have persisted as potent motifs in myth and religion across cultures and epochs. Within this framework, the giants serve as metaphors for the human struggle with the limits of knowledge and power. Their enormous size and ambiguous nature symbolize forces that transcend ordinary human capacities, embodying the tension between human aspiration and divine sovereignty. In the biblical narrative, this tension manifests in the giants' association with the moral decline preceding the flood, suggesting that their presence is not merely physical but profoundly spiritual, representing a corruption that necessitates divine intervention. Thus, the giants' descriptions become a theological canvas upon which broader themes of sin, judgment, and redemption are vividly painted. Theologically, the giants' role within Genesis invites reflection on the nature of evil and divine justice. Their emergence from the union of the sons of God and the daughters of men introduces a complex narrative of boundary transgression, where the sacred and profane intermingle to produce beings whose existence challenges divine order. This motif underscores the dangers of crossing divine boundaries and the consequences that ensue, themes that resonate throughout Judeo-Christian thought. The giants, therefore, function as cautionary figures, embodying the spiritual perils of hubris and disobedience. Moreover, the giants' narrative enriches the moral and spiritual lessons embedded within religious traditions. Their destruction by the flood serves as a paradigm of divine cleansing and renewal, illustrating the restoration of cosmic order through judgment. This theological dimension imbues the giants with a significance that transcends their physicality, positioning them as pivotal agents in the unfolding drama of salvation history. Their story invites believers to contemplate the interplay between human freedom, divine sovereignty, and the ultimate triumph of righteousness. The cultural impact of the giants extends into the realm of psychological symbolism, where they function as embodiments of the human fascination with extremes, extreme size, strength, and otherness. This fascination reflects an innate desire to understand and integrate the extraordinary aspects of existence, whether they manifest as physical phenomena or existential challenges. The giants thus occupy a liminal space in human consciousness, bridging the gap between the familiar and the uncanny, the mundane and the transcendent. This psychological resonance is further reflected in the enduring presence of giants in folklore, literature, and art, where they often symbolize the struggle between order and chaos, civilization and wilderness. Their portrayal as both antagonists and protectors highlights the ambivalence with which humans perceive the extraordinary, simultaneously fearing and venerating that which exceeds ordinary bounds. The film explores these themes with nuance, illustrating how the giants' narrative continues to inform contemporary understandings of identity, morality, and the sacred. Engaging critically with the film's content, viewers are invited to consider the giants not solely as historical or mythological curiosities, but as catalysts for deeper reflection on the human condition. The film encourages an interdisciplinary approach, integrating insights from psychology, theology, and cultural studies to unravel the giants' multifaceted significance. This holistic perspective fosters a richer appreciation of the giants' enduring legacy, revealing how ancient narratives continue to shape modern thought and spiritual reflection. In this light, the giant story challenges us to confront the mysteries that lie at the intersection of faith and reason, history and mythology. It prompts us to question how ancient cultures understood the boundaries between the divine and the human, the natural and the supernatural, and how these understandings inform contemporary worldviews. The giants become a mirror reflecting our ongoing quest to reconcile empirical knowledge with spiritual meaning. The theological reflections prompted by the giants also invite a reconsideration of biblical hermeneutics, encouraging scholars and believers alike to engage with the text in ways that honor both its historical context and its profound spiritual messages. By exploring the giants' narrative through this dual lens, the film illuminates the richness of biblical literature as a source of theological insight and existential inquiry. The giant's presence in Genesis thus becomes a testament to the depth and complexity of ancient revelation, challenging simplistic interpretations and inviting ongoing dialogue. Furthermore, the film emphasizes the importance of critical engagement with ancient mysteries, urging viewers to approach such narratives with both reverence and scholarly rigor. It highlights the value of maintaining an open yet discerning mind, acknowledging the limitations of human understanding, while embracing the possibility that these extraordinary enigmas may hold truths that transcend conventional frameworks. This balanced stance exemplifies the film's commitment to fostering thoughtful discourse on the giants' cultural and theological impact. By weaving together psychological, cultural, and theological threads, the film offers a comprehensive exploration of the giants' significance that resonates across disciplines and traditions. It reveals how these ancient figures continue to captivate and challenge, serving as enduring symbols of humanity's encounter with the extraordinary. The giants' narrative thus emerges not only as a historical or mythological account but as a profound reflection on the nature of existence, morality, and the divine. As viewers engage with the film's remarkable discoveries, insights, and interpretations, they are invited into a dialogue that transcends time and culture, connecting ancient mystery with contemporary inquiry. The giant's story becomes a conduit for exploring the depths of human spirituality and the mysteries that lie beyond empirical knowledge. It inspires admiration and reverence for the complexity of the biblical narrative and the cultural heritage it embodies. In contemplating the giants, we are reminded of the enduring power of ancient mysteries to provoke wonder and stimulate intellectual and spiritual growth. Their story challenges us to look beyond surface appearances, to seek deeper understanding, and to embrace the awe-inspiring dimensions of the human experience. Through this exploration, the film affirms the giant's place within the grand tapestry of history and faith, inviting us to continue the journey of discovery with open hearts and minds.